open marriages? What is this?
I mean, sis, I just want to know that when I get pregnant, I know who the daddy is for sure. And we don't end up on Maury. It made me wonder, does he not feel sufficient for her in bed? Because what is the ultimate goal of an open relationship? Is you sleep with someone else. So
Uyo ni Muluya, they are very talented.
Yeah, you know how many women want to climb that tall tree? Hi guys, welcome back to the More Than for Mamas. Yes, we are so happy to see you back. And so let's get into this topic. So scrolling through my little Instagram, I saw one of my favorite groups, Sautiso, Ben Aime, talking about having an open relationship with his Chiquita. How do you feel about this?
Listen, I feel like when people get money and you become, popular and now you're a celeb, you forget about your roots. You forget about what is important. You forget about our culture. And now you try to compete with the Kina, Will Smith and Jada. You understand? Because you have an open relationship now, you're thinking, maybe this is cool. This is not cool. When did you learn about this open relationship?
I actually was very surprised. And like you said, if you guys were happy, because again, everybody has their own type of relationships. If you guys were happy doing the open thing, why get married? Why not just date? They just commit to each other, have a commitment ceremony, decide this is my main person, but we can see other people. It's just deep to me to be married and then allow me to sleep with other men.
But how are you committing to me but at the same time you're doing? I mean, what is this commitment?
Kind of an oxymoron, right? It doesn't really add up. How are we committed to each other when we can indeed have other people? But one thing I really noted about the way it was written or what he was saying, he sounded very insecure, which is funny to me because I think Ben is very sexy. But he was like, so something about they went out and he felt bad for her because she was stuck with it. And I'm like, but brother, you know how many women want to climb that tall tree? Listen, Ben, we don't have to have an open relationship. I got you. But yeah.
For him to say, I felt bad, he should be proud that this girl chose him.
Yeah.
And I chose you. But you saying that, I had to go out just to allow the guys to have a good time with her. And when I came back, I found out, come on, you can afford to buy whatever drinks that these guys are offering.
Yeah, it was very, it didn't come across well to me. And then it made me wonder, does he not feel sufficient for her in bed? Because what is the ultimate goal of an open relationship? Is you sleep with
Uyo ni Muluya, they are very talented.
Yes! Power to the Lunje. Which brings me back to why the hell are you letting other dudes do your woman? And I think another thing for me is, okay, maybe that's what they do. Why announce it? You know where we're from. You know the culture we have. You know how people will react to it. Why is that even something you'd like to tell people? I didn't get it.
But V, maybe have we changed? Have we become so much westernized that we don't care about where we come from anymore? Because remember, we were talking about Kabiwa Jesus and whatever, and how they have incest. But have things changed that we've been away from home for so long that everybody now is trying to be an American or a Western? We've been influenced so much that we don't care about our roots, our culture anymore.
I find it funny because I think for us who've been out here, we try so hard to hold on to the part of us that's Kenyan, that's African. And then I see my people in Kenya trying so hard to be American. I'm like, no, it's wrong direction. Redirect, okay? We want to have an identity. Now, I know we have practices that are old and don't make sense. I get all that. But I do want to have people who still hold on to what they have some value. I want someone to know the difference between me when they see me on the street and somebody else, because there's a way I hold myself and there's a way I carry myself before others. And I just think that's in Kenya now, it's going to the dogs. Unfortunately, it's a competition. Who can do it better, right? Who can have as many girlfriends? Who can announce their relationship as much on Instagram? It's not cute.
It's too much. It's too much. And it's true, because I look at these young kids, and the thing is, the problem is when he does that, this also guy, when he does that, he has so many fans who are young, and so they're thinking, oh my gosh, this is cool.
He's young himself, and I had to realize when you look at the years they were in high school, I'm like, oh shoot, they are pretty young. But then that makes me wonder, like, for him to come out and say it so openly, to your mom will see, your dad will see. I mean, have our older generation also become very tolerable? Because my mom would drag me and whoop my behind if I put something like that out there, right? But for him to be comfortable enough to put it out there, have our older generation also let it slide where now it's okay.
I don't know. I don't know if they have let it slide, but I'm also aware of how much money can influence things.
Right.
And so if you're the richest of the rich of the kids, you tend to some things, your parents might not question just because they don't wanna lose that kind of a financial support from you. You understand? So I don't know whether money it plays a big role.
Yeah, it does. In his case, though, I don't think his parents needed support because I think his mom is kind of rich too. But I just think you're right. They run under different circles, and maybe for them, it's this is what kids do nowadays. And so we're letting them get to a place where I don't know. We're just losing. We're losing who we are, and it's really sad.
Losing ourselves.
But Ben, like I said, I got you, boo. I don't need other dudes. I'm about to be kicked out of my house talking about Ben Aime.
No, it was very disappointing. My gosh, he was my fave. He
always has been my fave. Yeah, I kind of. Now I think I'm gonna stick to Savara because him is more down to earth.
I think so. Yeah, we're gonna have to see.
He strikes me as the dude next door. Come on, Koneshi or like something like that. No, I really didn't like that. I don't appreciate it. And again, I don't like that they put it out there because one, he also makes his woman look some type of way. We still, as much as we are free, we're still that society that looks at women that have multiple partners with a side eye. So now you've let us all know that your girl got multiple partners. Or maybe he was doing it because labda they make it and rather than let it be out there like that. Maybe he was doing damage control. Who knows?
Well, then don't call it that. Then don't call it that. But also I'm thinking Nigeria, they are very conservative too.
Yeah. But she didn't grow up there, did she? Because she has an accent. So maybe PIA got lost somewhere in translation. Yeah, so.
But that's a problem. That is a problem we have that, we come here, most of us, when you come here, when you're young, you try so much to be like other people.
Yeah.
You forget so much about who you are. You try so much to fit in and you'll never fit in. Okay. And then you lose yourself in doing that.
Yeah.
And then you go back home, of course, people are looking at you like a small god. And, that's what I'm saying. Then this continues and you're confused.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we talking? Open relation, open marriages? What is this?
I mean, sis, I just want to know that when I get pregnant, I know who the daddy is for sure. And we don't end up on Maury. Because I'm just saying, about a 99% effective. There's still that point something can happen.
That's what I mean. Exactly. How are you going to know? Because if you're allowing them to do whatever, and even he says, even for me, if I meet my crush and I'm finding myself in a situation, what situation are you finding yourself in? You have a ring?
Then it's me. But again, now another thing is, do you think he's saying that because he needs to, a lot of these superstars become stars because girls want to be with them, right? Is that attraction to them? You see Bruno Mars and oh my God, like I love Bruno Mars, right? And then you find out he's actually a dude with a family and you're like, all right, chill, So do you think that maybe he was trying to keep himself open so that when fans are looking, they're like, okay, there's still a chance with him, therefore they continue to do that little kind of worship they have of him? Or what do you think?
And so you're compromising your marriage, you're compromising your...
Or maybe it's a business strategy. Maybe it's just a business strategy. Maybe it's not really real.
Okay, so then we go back to what we talked about storylines. We go back to that. We go back to the people who are in these reality shows, housewives, just doing anything to have a storyline. Then you lose yourself. What are your principles? Yes. What do you wake up in the morning saying, this is what guides me?
Okay. I still, either way, I still don't like it.
No, I don't.
I don't like the thought of it. I don't like walking with my husband down the street and wondering if he's looking at that potential for him to go sleep with her. That's not going to happen, honey. It's not.
And remember, we have so many loose girls over there. Did you see Mbarambara going home to Nairobi and everybody's trying to, okay, so if Mbarambara can do these things, what about...
Mbarambara can have a man grinding. Listen, at the end of the day, I mean, whatever works for them, good for them. But my biggest problem is you're an influence. I sit here and I teach my son that he's Kenyan first. And, I love listening to South Soul music. My son loves South Soul. So for me to turn around and tell him, South Soul is saying you can sleep around when you're married.
Yes.
So I'm not with it, Ben. Sorry.
No.
Love you, mean it, but...
No.
Not feeling it at all. But whatever.
Stop losing yourself. Stop losing yourself. And this Sauti Sol, they came up with some kind of identity. When they started, they were
Sweet,
unique.
romantic. The guy you want to have as a boyfriend.
They had all this African music, Swahili. They were just so much into Africanism. Now,
Yes.
I mean, this is not what we don't do this in Africa. No.
It's the money, hon, it's the money. And then now wanafuatana na kina Diamond Platinum. Sasa tutafanyeje? Mambo ni showcase who can be crazier. I guess the crazier you are, the more fans you get. And then I guess their fans are younger and younger as we go. So they're conforming as much as they can. Listen, if it's your business strategy, whatever. I still love you, Soulja Soul. I definitely love you, Ben Aime. But you know what? You gotta do better. You gotta do better. Okay? So say the More That for Mamas. Make sure you click, like, subscribe, get on our Instagram, get on our Facebook, get on our Twitter, and we will see you next time on the More That for Mamas. Bye-bye.